Yes, guys, welcome to Primetime Analysis. I am your host, Victor Onyango. Now, first of all, let me take this opportunity to wish every father a happy Father's Day. I hope you had a good day and I hope you enjoyed your time. And then again, before I start anything, let me start by acknowledging the support that we receive from you, our fans. I want to take this opportunity to appreciate every person who has taken his time, a second or 2 minutes, to watch our videos. I go further to thank you for your support or subscribing to our channel and making us reach where we have. In fact, when we began, I did not think that we would rise this fast. Let me mention just a few of those who have been very instrumental in our growth. I'll take this time to appreciate Anastasia Mwangi, who has been very supportive. I'll also take this time to appreciate Nicholas Ngeshu, who has always been watching our videos. Then Moses Nabwire from USA, thank you for your support and we appreciate it so much. We also will acknowledge Wambui Jacobs. This is also an ardent fan, very responsive and very respectable. And then finally, Rose Jambi. These are some of our heroes. And on these Father's Days, I know some of you are mothers, but we appreciate you all together. Now let's begin in our today's podcast. Now, I have always said that if you want to understand William Ruto's kind of politics, the first thing you must do is watch where he prays and where he attends his Sunday service. William Ruto's presidency was made and was supported and manufactured on Sunday, and this is during church prayers. And therefore, if you want to understand him well, the first thing you must do is follow him every Sunday where he is. And in this week's Sunday, William Ruto was in Western Kenya. For those who remember the last video I did about Ruto's game plan in 2027, of how he is going to exclude Kikuyus out of his presidential campaign, I mentioned that Western Kenya remains a critical player and a critical party when it comes to 2027 politics for William Samoei Ruto. It is very significant, and that is why he has started moving towards that area, especially on a prayer day. Remember that if you listen to him keenly, that was not a Thanksgiving prayer where we say that he went there because there was a minister of government or prime cabinet secretary who wanted to say thank you for getting an appointment in government. That was not it. It was just a normal visit. And when he stood speak, he first of all highlighted and pointed out the support he has received from the Archbishop and the spiritual leader who conducted that mass. Talked about how they went and visited him at home. And therefore, this was a personal visit, especially targeting his nature and style of politics. Now, in this video, I want us to look at key moments that defined William Ruto's visit to Western Kenya, especially when it comes to how this resonates with his plan to 2027 elections. First, if you looked at this meeting, the members of parliament who were there, most of them were from ODM, especially because, Western Kenya is one of the strongholds of Azimio. It is expected that members of parliament from that region were going to be from Azimio. But one thing stood out for me when I looked at those who attended this meeting, and I also went back to look at how voting was undertaken for the finance bill that just passed last week. And on my analysis of those who voted and those who did not vote for this bill, one thing that stood out for me is that those members of parliament who defected from ANC and joined ODM where they got direct tickets. They were absent in parliament. My mind hit and I remembered how voting happened in parliament last week. In fact, what I wanted to do earlier is just that I left it to go because I was looking and I saw that a lot of many members of parliament were out. I wanted not to read so much politics in it. But looking at the step that William Ruto has made, it has pushed me to try to elaborate further so that we can give it a lens to understand what is happening politically and any political significance that those events hold. In this case, some critical members of parliament were not there. If you remember, we did not have Tindi Mwale. Tindi Mwale is the member of parliament for Butere. Tindi Mwale initially was a member of ANC. He was not there in parliament during voting. Another member of parliament who was not there was Joseph Oyula, who is the member of parliament for Butula. He is voted by ODM. Another member of parliament who was not there was Wilberforce Oundo. This one was a member of parliament for Funyula. Another member of parliament who was not there is Titus Hamallah, who is the Lurambi member of parliament, and he was the host MP in that region. Another person who was not there during voting, Peter Nabulindo. Peter Nabulindo is the MP for Matungu and also voted by ODM. Then another member of parliament who was not there is Peter Salasya. But if you look at this picture here, that is Peter Salasya greeting president and almost falling down on the knees of the president. So if you look and if you ask me, I see politics in all these things that happened last week in parliament. First, you will note that these members of parliament were not there. And if you heard Titus Hamallah, he tried to do what? To defend himself and say that we have not been bought. And the day when you will know whether an MP is with you or not with you is next week, when we are going to have voting close by close. Now, I want us to look at how Lurambi member of parliament handled this event. First of all, Lurambi member of parliament was the host member of parliament. Every presidential activity and presidential diary is prepared way before that event arrives. And when you see the president going to a particular constituency, it means he has done due diligence and his handlers have done due diligence to organize the place, ensure that the place will be receptive to the president, ensure that mobilization is done effectively, and host leaders are well informed. If you listened to Titus Hamallah, he said that they were organizing things and he was a key member of the team that made UDA merge and join together to work together with ANC. That tells you that Titus Hamallah is an apologist and a supporter of William Ruto. And that is why, for me, while he gave different reasons why he was not present during voting for finance bill, one of the main reasons why he did not vote for it is because he wanted to show support for the president. And listen to how he spoke.
Ndiye ataleta seneta na tukiendelea hivyo. Your Excellency, mimi ninashukuru. Hata jana nimepita hapa, nilikuwa na SG wa UDA, Senator Malala, my great friend. Yeye ni kijana ya nguvu sana. Tukiwa na yeye tunasukuma maneno mengi humu. Na unajua hata wewe hujajua siri. Msiwe mnanisahau. Unajua hii maneno mpaka niseme niko kanisani. Hata shamba uwezi lima mara moja na ukavuna, unalima mara ya kwanza, unalima mara ya pili. Sasa nyinyi mnasahau mtu alilima mara ya kwanza. Mimi na huyu tulishikana na yeye na Tindi Mwale. Tukasema huku Tukakaa kama ile watu walikuwa wa ukoma, wakisema tukikaa hapa njaa itatuua, tukienda kule tutauawa, lakini ni heri tujaribu, wanaweza kutuhurumia tukakula. Sasa tukatoka na yeye na Tindi, tukakutafuta usiku. Sasa si nitoboe kidogo, tukakutafuta usiku. So tukakutafuta, tukakupata, tukakuambia mwami mzalia mahali aliko huko ako kwa jangwa, haijulikani, the tail is not there, the head is not there. Tufanye ushirikiano. No, mwami mzalia naye hajajua. Tukapanga maneno na yeye na Faruku, tunapanga na asijui, na mimi pia shetani ananinyemelea kunirudisha nyuma. Hiyo mimi siku anajua mimi nilikuwa niko mbele. So tukapanga mpaka maneno ikaingia, UDA na ANC kolabo ikaingia, lakini mnajua hata Musa naye hakufika. Sasa ikakuwa vile ilivyokuwa, lakini sasa Musa alikufa, lakini mimi sijakufa, mimi ningali hai. So your excellency, we are with you. You are our friend.
Now, if you listen to the member of parliament Kindly, you will realize that he first acknowledges that they are friends with President William Ruto. It is not that I am saying that being friends is a bad thing, but looking at how they have engaged politically before and how he described the situation, that the devil cheated him and he remained behind, and still he is alive and willing to work together with the president. I can tell you for sure, Titus Hamallah will not vote against the finance bill in any way. He has chosen his path, he has assured support for the president, and he has said that given the request he has made before the president, he is willing also to take sadaka for bishop. You know what that means. Titus Hamallah also showed us and gave us a glimpse of the intrigues that informed 2022 political campaign. How they went in the night visiting with the Malala, Cleopas, how they went visiting with the help of Farouk Kibet, how they went visiting with the help of Musalia Mudavadi, and ensured that those parties work together. Then the earthquake moment became a truth. This is a clear indication that William Ruto and members of parliament from Western Kenya have a pact within which they are working. Another key reason why William Ruto visited Western Kenya was that he wanted to win public support for his government. I have always told you that Western Kenya is a critical player in William Ruto's campaign for 2027. And if you look at the last few months, the government has received beatings, especially from Western Kenya. You remember when members of parliament stood to support the finance bill, many castigated them in public events. And therefore, William Ruto knows that Western Kenya people are a people who takes strong stands. And that is why if you looked at his speech, he gave voluminous promises. He even went ahead and touched the issue of electric border borders just to excite his crowd again. So he visited the region to ensure that he can win public support and public trust for his government. So that is my perspective. I don't know what maybe you could be thinking about when it comes to the event. And if you have any different opinion, you can always continue discussing and showing us down in the comment section. Please, if you have watched us till the end, we thank you very much. And please consider taking 1 minute or two, if you have not subscribed, to subscribe to our channel, giving this video a thumbs up